decided to start with the windows first, and I'm hoping that's going to be easier for me, because I'll be actually putting green on the window frames afterwards. That's much darker, so if I make a mistake now and I was to go over the lines into the green frame, it wouldn't really make much difference because I could cover that up with the green later on. So in each pane I'm putting a tiny little bit of black. Using a number 3 brush, so it's quite small, and I have now realised I can't see where my kitchen towel is. There we go. Sometimes it's good to dry off your brush, and then if you want to pick a bit of the paint back up, if you think you've got too much paint in there, you can do that. So when I get to the bottom row, I'm going to be making sure that I leave a little bit of space for the greenery that's coming out of the box. I'm going to dry my brush and take a lot of that off. Add some black. Believe you me, it wasn't a glorious sunny day at all. So these window panes were quite dark. This house, I will give you a bit more information about the house if you want to. Might be interested to know. It's one of the few houses that, on this street in particular anyway, you could see St. Paul's Bay just as the fishing boats come into the harbour. So it was a lovely place to find. Not the easiest place to find, and nonetheless it was a good find when I found this house. I just tucked away a little bit up some stairs. Probably one of the most nerve-wracking things I've done in a long time, to stand in public sketching with people every now and again walking past, and I had to keep on walking back and forth into the road. It was quite a quiet road, just to get a closer look at some things, and I took a lot of pictures at different angles so that if anything happened and I got tired or I needed to go to use the loo and I came back, for instance, and there was a lorry now parked in front of it, it wouldn't be the end of the world because I had plenty of photographs for a reference point. But there was a point where a man did come out, and he stood on the doorstep looked there and he looked left and he looked right, and I thought, oh, that's it. He's seen me taking photographs. He knows I'm painting his house, and he's come out to tell me off. Why? I thought someone would do that. I don't know. So I stopped looking at the house at that point, and then just filled in some details from the photographs that I had on my phone. So I don't want to put too much colour into this because I've got my green foliage to come out of the box. So I'm just taking a tiny little bit at the end of my brush there. Don't know if you can see that. Just a tiniest bit of black. So I can add that in to darken the paint. I have to admit, it was quite hard work standing up for a long time to do the sketching because I was leaning against a wall. It wasn't actually a seat. It was really cold. I think that's what happens, isn't it, when you stand up against a brick wall. It sucks all the heat out of you. So I'm going to do the windows at the top as well. It should be easier to do because I've actually put masking fluid around the windows to keep those frames white at the top. Just have a little bit of black. Probably some of you thinking, could you speed up? You're going quite slow there. But I'd rather go slow and careful because I really other than the windows that I done just now on the sheet, on my practice sheets. I've never done windows before in my life, so I don't want to be rushing things. And that's a key thing, I think, whatever you're doing with watercolours, to have your practice sheets next to you. Make sure they are actually watercolour paper and not actually ordinary paper. And then you can have a little play about, and you know then you've got the right colour that you want. And yeah, when you're happy with it, then you're happy with your mix, and you can start to make a start on your actual project then, on your actual piece. For those of you who are new on my YouTube, you can also find me on Instagram. I'm on Facebook too. Go with a flow art. And I do share some tips on there, and just things as I learn things, I share them with you. hoping that other people will be inspired to take up art wherever that might be. It doesn't have to be big projects. Start off on something small till you get the, you know, the courage to build up to something bigger. And it did take a lot of courage for me to start to do art. That is for sure. Okay, now I think I'm happy with those windows for now, so I'm gonna leave them. And the beauty of it obviously is watercolour, so if it needs to be a bit darker, I can come back and I can do a little bit more later on. So the other place where there's windows is above the door here. Actually, when I first arrived, the door was shut. Then the next thing, I looked up and it was open, so I thought, okay, open it is. So from then on in, I carried on sketching with the doors open. I should go with that bottom bit. With the greens, I'll try and pick it up with the, yeah, that'll do. And I've got also 2 window panes there to do. Or something down there, I think. It's probably stuck in with her into the masking fluid. It's definitely a bit of fluff. Trying to absorb up some of the paint. And get a little bit of black in it because it's a little bit too light. So once this dries, I'll be able to pick up the masking tape and rub it off those windows. Right, I shall bring you in for a closer look. So that's the balcony windows on the top, windows at the bottom, and the windows on the door and the windows in the little porch area. So I'm just showing you the photograph reference there. The one thing I really loved about this house when I saw it was I just loved all the wires that was coming down, and yeah, it just gave me it's not something you really see in Britain, is wires hanging around in front of houses. Let's be honest there. But yeah, it was a lot of wet wires all over the place on houses. And there was just around the corner from us a place that was having it wasn't knocked down, but it was being reconstructed, and because of that, there was like warning signs up saying don't park in front of this house because it needs access between the hours of whatever it was, so that people wouldn't get in the way. But the funniest thing was that actually although they were trying to make you aware that there was building work going on, they didn't care much that there was an electrical lead plugged in outside and dangling down at your shoulder height. And I'm not the tallest person. I could have quite easily just came and, if I was being silly, not paying attention, I could have just pulled that lead flying. So, sorry, I forgot to say, you could probably tell anyway, I'll put down some water first. So I'm working wet on wet. Oh, another little naughty bit there of fluff. Let me get him. Oh, thought I got him. So the whole point is I'm building up the layers on this, and I can come back and put darker layers on it, or even the same colour again, but by layering it on you can then make it darker. I'm just mopping that back up because I wanted to leave that bottom bit till last. Sorry, I forgot to start the camera back up then. So I've put in a darker colour around the door lintels and the bit of the bit along the bottom. Now I'm going back in with the lighter colour that I put on the original one. So the original colour was the skin colour. And the colour I added in was cadmium yellow. So I'm hoping those two colours will combine together to give a bit more depth and yeah. We'll see how it looks when it dries, and then obviously we can come back and add more later on. And yeah, I'm waiting for this bottom bit to dry, and then I can come back and add some more colours into here. You can see I've put a little bit of yellow across the top as well, so I thought that would be nice to do. And then later on, once it's dry, I can come in with like a darker line under there for the shadows. Keep on getting bits of fluff everywhere. So for those of you who don't know, or you've never heard of it, or you've never been, this is a Maltese house that I found in St. Paul's area in Malta, which is on the northeast coast in Bogiba. And yeah, made me think, actually, maybe I should go back another time and take some more pictures, do some more drawings. But I have got some on my camera. But I think if you can do as much of the life sketching when you're actually standing there, that's better. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave this bit dry completely and go up to the top part, because I need all this to dry really, so I can add in some more bits and pieces. And yeah, I'm not got a huge plan. I'm just taking it a bit at a time, really. I'm quite excited by that lamp. To do that once it's dry and I've rubbed the masking fluid off. That should be good. Right, okay. I think I'm going to make this little bit there a little bit darker. Ooh, I forgot to share my little tip, didn't I? That was naughty of me. I showed some of you at the beginning of the video my nail clippers, and what you'll find is the more you use your brushes, bits of hairs will start to come out, and they get in the way then, because you can't do a straight line, because there might be one or two random hairs. like come in a few good millimetres at the front there. That's the problem I had earlier on before I started to paint, so I had to rectify it, and the easiest way to do it is just to clip it off in one smooth swoop with the nail clippers. So that's my little handy tip there if you've been a bit brutal to your brushes. Then you can you can sort them out. Okay, so I think I'm gonna leave this bit to dry, and then I'll come back and see then about progressing to the next bit above, and that gives me time for a little lunch break. I think I deserve one. My wrist is starting to hurt. So I'll just show you what I've got so far. Back a bit. That's better, isn't it? So yeah, starting to take shape now, and it's getting a little bit of character, which is good.